Hi, my name is Adam Havrilla, and I would like to welcome you back to our design studio. Today is the start of summer. It's June 1st. Summer is officially here, so this episode is geared towards summer. We're going to turn this beautiful bouquet into these gorgeous ice displays for your next event. Now that you picked up the bouquet, as usual, we are going to separate the flowers. That'll just make it, again, a little bit easier for us when we're designing this project. So you have these gorgeous hot pink roses. These are called yin yang palms. They're so beautiful with that black center and the white. It's gorgeous. Some beautiful spray roses. This is a version of eucalyptus. It has actually been stem dyed. Alstroemeria, hypericum, and some ruscus. To make our molds, I use silicone baking sheets. The reason I use silicone is because it pops the mold out pretty easily, whereas if it's in a metal mold, you could still use that, but you would have to pour hot water over the bottom to kind of release that ice. For this design, use different kinds of molds, different sizes, whatever you like. We also are going to be using some laser glitter, just because I think there's nothing wrong with a little bit of shimmer in our designs. Distilled water is what our water of choice is going to be. Tap water is just iffy sometimes. It has minerals in it that makes it a little bit more cloudy. So distilled water is going to be our friend for this. First thing is first, our roses. Cut them out right at the tip. You really don't need a long stem. When you put your flowers in, put them facing outward and down. Because don't forget, when we flip this over, it's going to be like this. The ice is going to be this way. So we're going to go ahead and put our roses in first. So go ahead and cut your 3 roses. Put them in a triangle pattern towards the edge of the design. And then we have our spray roses. These we can cut. You're going to get so many. Just cut the blooms off of these. Have some of them go upside down in the dish. And don't forget about the little one. We got to make sure we get them all. This is going to be just one of those focal points at your next meeting. I mean, we are in summer now. So to me, summer means outdoor parties, and you need ways to keep things cool. This is just an upscale way of making them cool versus, you know, what some people may be a little bit more basic and just put regular ice on. That's not us, so we're not going to do that. And then we're going to take some blooms from our yin yang. And these are so delicate. Make sure you really just squeeze those down towards the bottom of this and along the side. And do them both. And then a little bit of the green hypericum. So when we start to get to this point, what I like to do is keep some stems that are a little bit longer, and I'll lay those right on top. This helps the flowers from actually floating up when you freeze them, because the water is going to naturally bring stuff up, so we want to weight some of this down. And then we have this beautiful eucalyptus, and I just put this directly right across the whole base. You see how it's kind of just packing in? It is a nice way to make sure your design inside is perfectly done. We're going to go on both of these. And you really have in this bouquet enough flowers to make multiple ones of these. We're just going to tie that off. Put some at the bottom one, the smaller one. So that's about as much flowers as you're going to get in. And then laser cut glitter. So I got this at a craft store. I like laser cut because it is much bigger and it has more of a sequence effect, so you really do have a lot of that shimmer. And as the ice melts away, you're just gonna have these pops of shimmer. So just sprinkle a few of these in. Now a trick to do this is they're going to sink to the bottom. So every about hour, I would go into the freezer, and this is a lot, I know, but go into the freezer, and as the ice starts to settle, you can put a little bit more on, and just so you have a little bit of this throughout the whole design. As you can see, it's messy, but it's fun. This is another great project for your kids. You know, I love sharing stuff with the kids. This is a great way to do it. So now we're just gonna add some distilled water, and you can see the flowers are starting to move already. Put a little bit in both. And what I have a plate for is I will put the plate down onto the flowers to really hold them into their space. Do the same thing for the other one. Fill it up. It starts to float, but we want it to stay within. So you grab another plate and that'll hold it in. These will go into the freezer. I would say do it about 2 days ahead of time. It is pretty thick ice and we want to make sure it's completely set. So do this a couple of days ahead of time and you will have beautiful ice molds coming out. Now we are 2 days in and this is frozen solid, and you can see where some of the flowers are still in there. And this is the magic of silicone really. This is why I'm saying using silicone, you can really bend it around. And this becomes the top. As it melts away, you're gonna start seeing whispers of the flowers and the petals in here. And some of this fogginess will dissipate as well when it warms up. So, something to warn you, and I know that you already know this, but these are gonna melt. And so we do not wanna put this on nice furniture. We wanna put this outside. We wanna put this where it has some drainage system. It is gonna melt, but as it melts, you're gonna get all this beautiful color. Here is our smaller version, and you could see that beautiful rose in the center, just looking up. It came out like that. This is the part that was up, and so we don't want to see that. You can see the beautiful roses and the yin yang pomps in here. Super pretty. And this one we went a little bit crazy with. We used an actual shaped mold. So you could see the beautiful ridges around here. Like how gorgeous. So many possibilities. When you look in, you can see the roses and the pomps. So beautiful. Even this alone, I think makes a really great appearance for your guests when they come over. Something different, something unique. Certainly not the bouquet we started with. You could just put some items onto it. If you want to just keep it cool, just accessorize. I love the idea of having one by itself open so they can actually see into it. You don't necessarily have to cover them all. But what a perfect way to design a tablescape for your guests and for your next outdoor event. Thank you so much for joining us as always. I love having you in my studio. I love sharing this time with you. Please send photos. I love to see what you're doing as well. Like and subscribe, and we will see you next month. Happy June, my friends.